Ayan, so good afternoon, madam, and also sa ating mga kapwa mag-aral. So, ang topic ko po ngayon is all about Pygmalion and Galatea. Ayan, so bakit kaya maraming tao ang mahilig o gusto nila na manood ng mga contest ng pagandahan? So, para sa atin or para sa iyo, ano-anong mga pamantayan para masabing magandang isang babae o magandang isang binibini? Sa dami ng magagandang babae sa mundo, syempre may sino sa palagay natin or sino sa palagay mo ang nagtataglay ng halos perpektong kagandahan. Ayan. So, lahat tayo is mayroong kanya-kanyang pamantayan ng kagandahan. Kapag titingin tayo sa isang babae or isang binibini, so, meron iba sa atin is bumibase sila sa physical appearance ng isang tao or ng isang babae para mapatunayan nila na maganda yung tao na yon. Nakabase sila sa kung ano yung itsura niya, kung gaano siya kaganda. Meron din namang mga tao na tumitingin sa panlabas, ay sa panloob, sa pangloob na katangian ng isang tao. So, hindi sila nagbe-base sa labas na anyo ng isang tao, kundi tinitingnan nila yung puso at kung paano ito makisalamuha at makisama sa mga tao. Ayun, so sabi pa dito sa aking notes, ang wagas na pag-ibig ay tunay na makapangyarihan, kaya nitong manaig sa anumang pagsubok o hadlang. So, dito mapapakita natin kung gaano ka-powerful ang isang pag-ibig or isang pagmamahal. Ayan. Okay. So, dito kumbaga iniintrohan lang po natin yung topic natin. Ayan, so anong alam natin sa mitolohiya o mitolohiyang Griego? Ayan, so kung meron po kayong idea is i-notes nyo lang po dyan sa mga nakikinig. Ayan, so ang topic natin for today is about Pygmalion and Galatea. Ayan, so next natin. Ayan, so Pygmalion and Galatea. Pygmalion and Galatea are two characters from Greco-Roman mythology. So ayun nga yung sinabi natin kanina. So Publius Ovidus Naso, known as Ovid in the English-speaking world, was a Roman poet who lived during reign of August. Ovid is today the best known for the Metamorphoses, 15-book continuous mythological narrative. So ito yung mga nasulat. So umabot ng 15 books ang nasulat ni Ovid. And so comprising chronicles the history of the world from its creation to the deification of Julius Caesar within a loose of mythico-historical framework. So Metamorphoses is Ovid's magnum opus. Ayan. So Metamorphoses remain one of the most important sources of classical mythology. The story is a part of the 10th book of Metamorphoses, a long narrative poem by Ovid about mythological, legendary, and historical characters of circumstances that undergo a transformation. The tale of Pygmalion is one of the most famous 15th book that make up Metamorphoses. Next. So style and verse format. So punta naman tayo sa style at verse format ng Pygmalion and Galatea. So Metamorphoses was highly popular with the readers of the Augustan age. So pag sinabing Augustan age, ito yung 27 BC to AD 14 when Caesar Augustus ruled the Roman Empire. Ayan. So yung mga panahon na yan. And became one of the best read book of the Renaissance, influenced Shakespeare and other prominent writers. The theme and the motif are timely today as they were 2,000 years ago. Ovid wrote Metamorphoses of Hexameter the dignified verse format of an ancient epic poetry. Heroic hexameter um, consists of unrhymed lines that each contain 6 feet. Each put is either an dactyls or stressed syllable or a spoon, two stressed syllables. So pagpasensyahan nyo na po yung mga typo dyan. So the number of the syllable for lines varies depending on the number of dactyls and spoon in it. So sa settings naman ng story is the action set an ancient Cyprus, an island nation in the eastern midterm south. So yung mga characters naman is si Pygmalion, so young sculptor who despises woman but become an infatuated with exquisite statue of his creation. So si Galatea naman is a figure of the beautiful young woman sculpted in ivory of Pygmalion. After Pygmalion passionately desire it, Venus intervenes on his behalf and animates the statue. So Ovid does not give name to the new human being, but other account of the Pygmalion myth call her Galatea. So si Venus naman is a Roman name for the goddess of love in a Greek mythology. So ang pangalan niya is sa Greek mythology is Aphrodite. Ayan. So si Paphos naman is son of the Pygmalion. So anak siya ni Pygmalion and siya yung humanized statue na ayun. So yung team naman what readers reminder the most about the story is the statue change into human being. But they generally forget the profound change take place in Pygmalion. It alters his attitude about women. It is possible, however, to argue that Pygmalion's attitude toward women in general remain the same. They are loathsome because they do not measure up to his concept of the idea of woman, a concept that he created in stone and that Venus incarnated. So ayun. So yung Pygmalion is more on about siya sa love. Ayan, so sa pagmamahal ng Pygmalion. So sa iyong palagay, paano kaya mailalarawan yung ang naging uri ng relasyon ng dalawa ngayon? Alam natin kung gaano magmahal si Pygmalion. So dahil nga sa desire ni Pygmalion is doon nabuo si Galatea. So sabi dito sa kabila is saan ba 'yan? Yung sculpture yung nung ginawa si Galatea is hindi siya pinangalanan ni Ovid or wala siyang binanggit ng pangalan diyan kung mapapansin nyo. Pero sa ibang account o sa ibang salin is tinawag nila itong Galatea. Ayan. So kung babasahin natin yung story na to, yung poetry na to is marami tayong mapupulot na aral, marami tayong makukuha about sa love. Ayan. So eto kasi kumbaga kinuha ko lang kung ano yung nilalaman, yung style, yung format, and also the settings and characters ng story. So kasi tsaka yung team niya para kapag binasa natin siya is mas lalo nating mararamdaman or mauunawaan yung story na yon. So that's it lang po, madam. Maraming salamat po.